Hey everybody, my name's Craig. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about cotton candy. Actually, I don't want to talk about cotton candy, but I will mention it because I went to the fair this weekend and had a great time. I took this picture and this one. I had a good time. Turkey legs, wonderful. But that's not what this video is about. This video is my first installment, finish up my cotton candy, of Critical Thinking with Craig. Now, if you want to talk about critical thinking, if you want to talk about anything philosophic, I guess, you need to define your terms. So what am I talking about? If I'm going to try to teach or discuss critical thinking, what is critical thinking? And not a lot of people actually talk about that. They just say, you need to be a better critical thinker. You need to do this or you need to do that. And they don't ever tell you what this or that is. So I'm going to try to tell you. Let's see if I can remember. Critical thinking is a process of accessing and critiquing all the information you have or can find, and then using that to make the best decision possible out of all the options you have. Now let's unpack that a little bit, because that's actually quite a lot. It's a process, so it's something you do, and it's something you continue to do. You know, to find and access and critique information. That's a big deal. In today's society, you have access to Google, which means you have pretty much access to all human knowledge, and it's pretty much here. So being able to critique that information and look through it, find it, see what's good and bad, that's part of critical thinking. Another part of critical thinking is using that information that you just found and sorted through and decided what was good and what was bad, to actually make decisions. So if all you ever do is think and you don't actually do anything, what are we even talking about here? I mean, think all you want, think every day, think great, it's wonderful, you should think, but if it doesn't actually do anything in the world, what? It's worthless. So it's about making decisions and then realizing the options you actually have, because contemplating a decision you'll never get to make or thinking about things that will never happen, that can be fun, but ultimately the decisions we need to be critical, really critical about, are the things that actually are going to impact change in the world. And you don't have access to all the options in the world. You usually have only a few. And even knowing which options you have is a really important part of critical thinking. So, what encompasses all of that? And I think it's about 4 things. I think 4 things. And the first one is psychology. Now, being a psych major, and moving on into counseling and whatnot, I'm exposed to a lot of psychology on a day-to-day basis. I'm currently taking an evolutionary psych class, and it's awesome. I took a cognitive psych class last semester, and it was incredible. And we talked a lot about our brains and how they think and where they go wrong and how they go right and when you should use which kind of thinking. So that's something we'll talk about. We'll also talk about philosophy. This one should go without saying. I mean, the philosophy is the beginning and fringes of science. It's everything from logic to epistemology, or, you know, what's true, how we know what's true, you know, ethics, what's good or bad, and metaphysics and the nature of the universe as a whole. So we'll talk about those things. Another one, 1, 2, 3, is rhetoric. Everyone is trying to persuade you pretty much at all times. So learning the art of persuasion and how people do it right and how people do it wrong and how people use it to try to manipulate you, these are very important things in critical thinking. You know, we talked about critiquing information, and so much of that information out in the world is trying to get you to do something. Advertisement is a fantastic example of this. They try to tell you what to do so you'll do it and usually buy their product. Oh, last one. Fourth It's kind of in psychology, and all of these pretty much overlap. But the last one is it's a thing that's called attribution style. Now I've picked what I think is the absolute best one, and it's what I call optimistic realism. So it's trying to see the world as it is, you know, realist, but then being positive about it, you know, so optimistically. But not the kind of crazy optimistic that doesn't ever actually touch the world, just kind of pie in the sky stuff. That's not what I'm talking about here. So that's kind of critical thinking with Craig in a nutshell. I'm going to talk about all these things and hopefully, you know, help me get these things in my head clearer. And that's the point of all this, is to use our brains in better ways to make better decisions, to make our lives, other people's lives, the collective unity of humanity globally, and maybe one day on Mars, better. Yeah. So come back, like, comment, subscribe. If there's any part of critical thinking that you want me to address, put it in the downstairs. Yeah, I'll check it out and try to get to it. Yeah, I think that's it. So I will see y'all guys next week. Have a fantastic week, and don't kill yourself to live. Hey everybody, hope you like my new end card. All the stuff around here. From time to time I'm going to change this up a little bit. There's going to be new content in this window here. You should be able to look around here and see my other videos and click on them. In my laptop over here, I do believe down there, the previous video will be playing, so go check that out, click on it, watch it if you haven't seen it already. Then down in my iPad and phone, I'll have random other things from time to time, little things from my Snapchat or just stuff I want you to check out. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do stuff here, check it out, look at all my little things. If you have any questions about what they are or why they're there, ask me in the comments and I'll answer. So I will see y'all later. Don't kill yourself to live. Peace.